Just tell me a bit about yourself and just, yeah.
Well, I'm Jack Rose. I'm 19 years old, and I'm a singer-songwriter from Ashford in Kent. And I've got a new single coming out on Friday called Rockstar.
Yes.
So yeah.
So tell me a bit about your new single and what the inspiration was behind
Um, the new single, well, obviously, it's a bit different to anything I've ever released. I'm trying to show a more grown up and a more different side of me. So like, obviously, everyone's seen from my old music, they've seen like the soppy side, the lovey side, and like the nice guy sort of side. But this song sort of changes it. I don't know how to explain it. It sort of shows me in a light where I just love a party really, and I'm just mental like.
Yeah.
Just because obviously the song Rockstar, the lyrics are like I'm a show, I'm a rock star and stuff like that. So it's like I just want to go out, I just want to party, and I just want to show you that I live this rock star lifestyle that you never thought I'd ever live and stuff like that. But the song, the inspiration behind the song was just a complete utter joke. I started writing the song one night. I had a drink, come home from the pub one night, and I was like, I'm just gonna write this track, just joking about. And I listened to a lot of American rap music.
Yeah.
So, and that's what influenced this track. It was I went on YouTube and I searched for a beat and I just wrote to a beat and then we reproduced, like we made a whole new beat out of it. And it was the Kid Leroy instrumental, which is who's an American rapper. And I just started writing and writing and writing, and this whole thing was just a joke. And because I've done I sung it in the morning and I was like, nah, this is funny, I'm gonna go show this to my manager. So I showed it to him and he was like, you need to sit down, write this seriously and we'll release it. And I was like, are you serious? Like I thought this song was rubbish at first and everything. So I sat down, rewrote it, and we got in the studio and recorded it. And yeah, like it's now being released, and that was something I didn't think I'd be doing like a year ago, like 6 months ago, like releasing a song that I wrote as a joke. But I think it's good because they say that the best things come from accidents.
Yeah. They do.
So that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, like fingers crossed and everything.
Oh my god, that's well good. So like what
Thank
was the recording and writing process like after that?
Well, fairly easy to be fair. Well, we recorded it. In that. Do you remember last year when we had that gap in between like June and October,
Yeah.
where everything went back to normal?
Yeah, freedom.
Yeah, so we sort of had a bit of freedom. Yeah, so my producer come round because this is my home studio that I'm sitting in now.
Okay. Oh
So
wow.
yeah, this is my home studio. So he came around here and we were like recorded and everything, and we it only took us about 2 hours to get the song down. And so we had the beat already reproduced, so we didn't have to sit there for like 8 hours reproducing it before we recorded, because we've done that before and it just gets tedious and tiring.
Yeah.
So we had all the beat like reproduced before, come and got in the studio and recorded it in 2 hours, mastered it and everything, and yeah, now it's ready to be released. It's taken a long time because we've had to build it up, and obviously I was recording it around the release time of my last single as well. So yeah, I didn't want to sort of push my last single out of the way because of how it was doing at the time.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to focus on that and get that done, and then we started. I'll be honest, because of how much we focused on the last track, I forgot about that I was releasing another song.
Oh,
It was that big. But this one, we're hoping we can go more and more and more with this track compared to the last one. So yeah.
nice. What do you enjoy the most out of it? Do you enjoy the writing process more, the recording process, and why?
Um, I enjoy them both. I enjoy them both really because they're both. You could change the song in so many ways when you're doing both. Like when you're writing, because you can incorporate them both together. Because you could be in the studio and something that I've written down and I thought, oh, that doesn't fit anymore. Me and my producer will sit there and we'll rewrite a verse, or we'll rewrite a couple of lines and everything so it fits.
Yeah.
So like say if a sentence has got too many syllables to go with a beat, it's just like, yeah, so we'll sit down, rewrite it and everything. But I don't know, I'd say I'd like them both as evenly, because they're both fun to do, and I couldn't really pinpoint one.
Okay. And what's your favorite lyric from your new single?
Um, There's so many. There's so many lyrics. I'd say probably one of my favorite lyrics is, there's a bit in it. Oh, there's so many lyrics in it that I
Okay.
can't think. And I've listened to it so many times as well from where we recorded the music video. So I should know the song off by heart, but I can't think of
It's
anything. I'd probably say there's a bit in it in the video as well, which is quite cool, where I'm like sitting up at a table and like singing to the girl in the video. And this is a lyric I wrote a long time ago. And it's basically just, oh, what is it? Bear with. Give me 2 seconds. I normally have to sing the lyrics for in my head so I can remember it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm always in the studio grinding, but when I'm without you, baby, I'm sliding in, as in like your DMs and everything. That's one of my favorite lines because it just come off the cuff, and I was just reading through old lyrics and it just fit. And it wasn't meant to. It was just an old lyric from an old song that I never released.
Oh wow.
But that's one of the things I always do is if there's a song that I've written and I think, oh, okay, and I can't think of a lyric for a song, I'll go through all my old songs that I've written in the past that I've never released, and I thought, okay, let's see if I can use this lyric, and I use this lyric, because then it helps as well, because then it's not just going to sit in your phone for years and years and years and not be used. Like that's like the lyric that I use is a 2-year-old lyric, like it's a lyric from a song I wrote 2 years ago and stuff like that. So I know people that use lyrics from songs from like 20 years ago or like 10 years ago, a year ago, 1 week ago. It's just what fits. Because lyrics can fit into any song. So it's just about finding the right lyrics. So yeah.
So based off that, do you think you'll ever release a single that you have on your track, like on your phone from so many years ago?
No, I wouldn't release a song from my phone because they're normally very personal to me.
Yeah.
And if I've got a lit song on my phone I don't release, it's either something from an old project, which I did 2 years ago, which I physically can't release anymore, or it was something I wrote when I was younger, so it's probably going to be too cringy for me to release now. My big old age of nearly 20.
All right, I'm 23.
And then it's either something personal to me that I've written just to have a vent or get off my chest.
Yeah. Cool.
Maybe if someone stole my phone and wanted to release them, then yeah, maybe. But no, I wouldn't personally release them. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I always like to help other people, and I always offer the tracks to other people as well.
Okay.
Because then otherwise people are going to be like, oh, he's got loads of songs he hasn't written, and then his work rate's going. Because I will admit my work rate wasn't great. Like I used to release maybe 1 or 2 songs a year, but last year I released 3 songs, coming up to 3 or 4 songs, I think. Yeah, well, not on my own as well. I've done a couple of features and everything, but yeah, no, I think last year is definitely my most productive year, but I think that's because I've left school and everything now, so I can focus on it more. I ain't got to worry about jumping on Zoom at like 7 o'clock in the morning to be on online class. It's all right.
So what would you want people to take away when they're listening to Rockstar?
That not everything I say in the song is exactly what I'm like. That some of the lyrics are just very based off of American rap. It's some of the stuff I would never say. I can't say some of it on here. Yeah. Because obviously it's there is an explicit and a clean version of the song, but it depends on what you listen to. But yeah, no, there are some lyrics in there that aren't exactly like me, but it's just because it fit with the style of track it was. And also I want people to take away that I am an absolute animal when I party. I am an absolute party animal. I love partying, especially when I come out of lockdown. I don't think I'm going to be performing for a long time because I think I'm just going to be
just out.
No, on a serious note, I do love it, but I miss going out and everything, but at the same time I don't, because obviously I've got to focus on my music and
Yeah.
everything more. And yeah, so
Yeah, cool.
it's good.
So why did you decide to call the song Rockstar, and were there any other titles it could have potentially been?
Yeah, but then we decided that the title was very, so the opening line of the song is Gucci Valentino.
Oh, okay.
It says Gucci Valentino, and obviously two big designer brands, and both brands that I like, and both brands that I own and stuff like that. But I just thought, no, it's just a bit of a naff title. I think if someone from, I don't know, maybe like Capital or Heart or like a big radio station, for instance, looked at that, they're gonna think, nah, this is just like some rubbish, some like this is just some like kid that's trying to start a music career and he sent it in. Whereas a track called Rockstar, think about it, people like Dappy and Nickelback and people like that, it's there's one of the things a lot of my friends say to me is there's a lot of track called Rockstar, no one's gonna pick it up, but that makes it more, because they'll see the name Rockstar and they think, oh, that's so and so, and then they'll listen to it and be like, oh, actually no, it's not.
It's not.
Because there's loads of song names, it's easy to mess up, especially when you're trying to get through Alexa or Siri or something. when I'm on my bike and I'm just listening to music on my AirPods and I'll say something and it'll play the complete opposite song. It's like, no, it's annoying.
That's
But I've normally found some good songs from it. So
exactly. So sometimes there's a good thing coming out of that. Who was your inspirations when you were growing up and wanting to go into the music industry?
Bruno Mars was one of them. Ed Sheeran as well. I've always loved Ed Sheeran.
I love him.
Is one of the first albums I ever bought, his first album, Plus album.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's Plus, the orange one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Eminem, because as a kid I grew up listening to a lot of old school Eminem because my mum and dad liked him.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and that's sort of I wanted to be a rapper when I was a little kid, but found out the singing was better for me. So.
Did your mum and dad kind of encourage you to go down that music route when they?
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
at all.
Interesting.
No, they didn't. My mum and dad wanted me to be a normal kid, just work and everything. But because my dad used to be in the music industry, like used to do radio and stuff like that. Not like big radio, just internet radio.
Yeah.
And he'd seen loads of stuff in the music industry and stuff like that. But he used to say, you don't want to be a pop star, like it's too much hassle, you won't be able to handle it and all of that sort of stuff. And then when I was 14, I got into it and everything. And I think since then, none of us have really looked back since, because we see it, because they know that it's what's keeping me happy and everything. So yeah, I mean, they want me to do well, but at the same time, they don't want me to mess up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, the bit where So kind of, what's your fans' reactions been to the new single when you said, I'm gonna be creating a new single, it's coming out on this date? What kind of
People were excited because my last single as well, like you don't see a lot on Instagram from my page, but behind the scenes I see a lot. Like there are a lot of people who are excited for my new single, especially some of the remixes as well, because we got some big remixes such as Rick Live, who's just done one of Ed Sheeran's remixes.
Wow.
We got Charlie Hedges from Radio 1.
Yeah.
Louis Rumor, some big names doing the remixes and everything. So that's excited a lot of people. And the new tracks already being put out for like release and everything, and it comes out next week, like this week coming. So we're us as a label, my voice just broke. Us as a label, we're getting it all ready, getting the release ready, just so we can pump it and like get all the promotion and everything ready. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a hard weekend, but a good weekend.
Yeah. So going on that, what's your favorite thing about releasing your music?
I don't know. I think it's seeing if it goes into the charts or not is quite a big thing, because I've had quite a few songs that have been in charts and stuff like that, like not just UK as well. Like I've been number 2 in the Netherlands and stuff like that. I was number 2 in the Netherlands when I was like 16. So yeah, it's mental. But and I've been number 3 in the iTunes chart and stuff like that. Like, so it's just, it's just wanting to aim for that bigger
Yeah.
place. You know what I mean? I've always wanted to get a number one, even if it's an unofficial UK number one. Like, I don't care; it's still a number one in my eyes. So, and I've got that, and I want that screenshot on my phone, so then I can say to the people who didn't believe in me, like, where I am, like, I'm number one, like,
Yeah.
like. But I think at the same time, I just wouldn't think of it as if it's real though.
Yeah, you would
Like,
always
number one, yeah. I'd look at the photo and I think I'd Photoshop that. I Photoshop that now, but yeah, no, it's just mad. Like, I don't. This is everyone says to me, you don't look at your achievements enough, and I'm like, it's because I don't want to. I don't. I'd rather keep everything blind from my eyes, because then I will appreciate everything more.
so
That's
true.
how I've always been.
Yeah, so true. So how do you prepare for the release of a new single?
Um, I keep my diary open.
Oh,
just
okay,
in,
yeah.
just in case, because I get a few interviews and everything, like when a new song comes
Yeah.
out, because you do like a mail out to like loads of radios and stuff like that. You send all the track out, sometimes then come back to you and be like, oh, we'll play it on our radio, but does he want to come for an interview and everything? And so we keep the diary open and that. But it's just, I just make sure I'm free, really, just in case, because anything can happen. I
Exactly.
could get a call. Because you never know. I could get a call. It's very unlikely from a record label who want me to go for a meeting with them, or I get a call from a publishing company who want me to sign all my stuff off for them. So it's anything, really. Anything can happen. So I'd rather keep my diary open and just be in the right headspace, because I need to be promoting. And if I'm in a bad mood and I'm like, I can't be asked to pick up my phone today, that could be a potential amount of sales I'm going to lose out on, because I'm not promoting it at that time. So yeah, it's a lot of stress. I'm very stressed about this release, because I want it to do better than my last one, and I hope it does. But
I'm sure
yeah,
it will do.
thank you.
So what's your plan for the future in terms of what would be your dream record label to sign to?
I don't know, because I can't really say anything, because then I'm sort of knocking all the labels off,
Yeah,
thinking, oh, nah, just in case. But
want me?
I don't know, any label, even if it's just a sub label, or
Yeah.
like even the label I'm on now. The label I'm on now is amazing. Like Diva Records, they're incredible. Like they've done everything for me since I was a kid, and I'm still with them now, and I probably still will be with them in a way, even if I do get signed onto a major. But they're incredible. Like, they've helped me since I was 13 years old. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
and I'm 19 now, and yeah.
You see you grow up and everything.
Yeah.
So when you were at school, tell me a bit about did people kind of take the mickey out of you for wanting to pursue a music career, or
Yeah,
yeah,
they did. Yeah, I used to get it in the neck all the time. I was saying this the other day. I was on a podcast the other day. I was saying I used to get bullied for it all the time, to the point where I used to walk out of class. I used to walk out of class and stuff like that. And the thing I've noticed recently is, because of how well my last single did, because my last single did really well. I've had people from my school who used to bully me and everything messaging me saying like, oh, I can see that you're doing well and everything. I always knew you would. And I was like, well, you
yeah,
weren't staying up here taking a mick out of my voice in school, was you? And all of that. But yeah, I grew up being bullied about my music and stuff like that. This is the thing. It would always be a massive group of people who would support me. I had every single one of my friends behind me in school. I'm not going to say I was popular, but everyone knew me in school. And there's always the people that would support me, like a big group of people. But then there'd be the really, really popular kids that think that are just horrible to everyone.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
that
do
you could do the nicest thing for them, and they'll still find a way to insult you.
100%.
And yeah, they were the ones that were just used to rip into me about my music. And it's like one day, one day I walked into sixth form, and this kid's playing my song, just trying to take the mick out of me and everything. So I just turned around to him and went, cheers for the stream and cheers for the money, walked out and said nothing.
Exactly.
Even though I might not earn any money from that, I might not earn any money from the 30 seconds that he played. I still say it, because then it makes you think, oh, if I'm making him gain, I'm not going to do it.
And if they keep playing it, taking the mick out of you, you're just going to get loads of streams. And
yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like karma in a way. Like,
Yeah,
well,
exactly. Like, I've always thought of that. Karma will come and bite someone. I've been mentored by some of the best people I know as well, like people from the X Factor and people who've worked with like the Sugar Babes and stuff like that.
yeah.
So yeah, I've learned how to gauge everything easily. But, no, I'm just too honest. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes
I'm my dad's son. Put it that way. I'm my dad's son.
oh, so where's the dream place you would like to perform if you could perform anywhere?
Oh, O2 Arena, man. It's my home. It's London's where I was born. So
Yeah.
I've always said I want to perform at the O2 Arena or Wembley Stadium.
Dream.
Wembley Arena's a lot smaller than what people think.
Yeah.
It's like when I went there for the X Factor, it was only like 5,000 people they like allowed in, and
Okay.
that was still like 3/4 of the arena. Whereas Wembley Stadium was like 80,000 people. So I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that. It's like I've said it to my friends, I've said it to my family. If Capital asked me to perform at Summertime Ball, I would do it, but I'd probably walk out on stage and I'd panic.
Yeah.
If I saw that many people. I panic seeing 10,000,
Wow.
let alone 80,000. Like, yeah, like, or even like a full venue, like a full 250 venue. Like, it terrifies me because that's more people that are going to see me if I mess up.
Yeah.
So that's how I think of it. Because at my age, my voice is still breaking and everything.
Yeah. It's still.
It's still going up and down. Like, I've been on stage where my voice has just gone. It just nah, it's been
Oh
awful.
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
But even if I'm ill, I'll still perform. But if it makes me sound rubbish, I just have to deal with it, innit?
Yeah, just go along with it. So kind of like that, what has been your most embarrassing show, like part of the show that you've done? You thought, oh no.
Oh, what could I say? It's not gonna get me in trouble. I'd probably say I did a show in Scotland. I did a school show, and we do all like the lighting and everything ourselves. I was only like 14, 15 at the time. But I walked out on stage with the mic and everything. I'm just chatting, songs playing, I'm singing to the song. And my dad, who was doing the lights with one of his friends, he got up to go get a bottle of water or something. And as he stood up, he's accidentally stood on a plug and unplugged everything, speakers, lights, everything.
Oh.
And my mic's just cut out and everything's cut out like mid-song. And I'm just standing there like on stage, just awkward. Like, and I hadn't really performed a lot. I'd probably done about 30 gigs before that, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was terrified. I didn't know what to do.
Bless you.
What else? I performed on stage at Margate ill once, and I had to come off stage because I was literally like dying on stage.
Oh.
Yeah, that was quite embarrassing because it wasn't a big gig, but at the time it was like just a way for me to get out there, and I turned up and everything. I turned up in full confidence, and I was on stage. Got 2 songs in, and I just couldn't do it.
Oh, bless.
Physically couldn't do it. So yeah.
Oh no. Okay, so on the other end of the spectrum, what's been your favourite memory of a show?
Oh, I did a project 2 years ago called JCK, which was me and a boy called Jordan, and we did a show in Dublin.
Okay.
Basically, this is my first ever time going to Ireland, not as a performer and as a normal person as well, like a genuine person. Never been. My mum's from Ireland, like half my mum's side of the family's from Ireland, so it's cool to go over there. Nowhere near from where we went. We only went Dublin. But basically, we started this project, but we'd never done a gig together. We hadn't even announced the project or anything. We was going to announce it at this show. So we've gone on stage together, and it was at a United Vibe from the X Factor. It was their gig in Dublin. And we walked out on stage, and we started singing. And we're just like, yo, Dublin, what's up? How you doing? And all that. And as we're singing, the whole crowd was just live. They were jumping. We got a video. They'd never met any of us or anything. And I've got a video on my phone of them just chanting JCK, JCK, holding up like an Irish flag. There were 250 people just screaming and shouting like mine and Jordan's names and everything. It was just an incredible experience, and it like just, I don't know, it's just something I'd never felt.
Yeah.
Because we're like, it's our first time, and we're like going up onto like the barriers and everything, standing on them, and like we're getting like pulled into the crowd and everything.
Wow.
So like, yeah, it was sick. It was so good.
Wow.
And walking out on stage at Reading Pride as well, when I did Reading Pride, or Lincoln. Lincoln probably was the better one, because I think that was about 10,000, 15,000 people. I walked out and I just looked at the crowd. I just stopped for a sec, looked around, and I just went in the whole performance. I come off stage sweating, lost for breath, everything. Like, yeah, I just put my all into that performance, because you never know who's there in it. So yeah.
100%, yeah. So if you could, would you ever go on like a TV show like The Voice, X Factor, or is that stay
No,
put?
I wouldn't. I believe that going on something like that is just going to ruin you in the long run. I've always said to myself, if you get asked to go on it, I'd only go on it if I really, really, really needed to.
Yeah.
But if we thought it could be good for me, then yeah. But no, I wouldn't ever go on anything like that, just because I'd rather do it organically. So then people don't look at me and think, oh, he's just gone on it so he can like
get famous,
get forward himself to fame. Yeah, no, I'd rather do it organically. So
okay.
yeah.
Nice. So what's your advice for any aspiring singers, songwriters out there?
Be yourself. Don't try and be like your favorite artist, because you've probably seen this a lot, because I bet you do a lot of interviews with a lot of people, didn't you?
Yeah.
I bet you go to a lot of shows as well, like the sort of shows that I perform at, like showcases and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a lot of people who try and be like Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran is the one person that every single show you go to, there's always someone that just stands there and plays the guitar and uses a loop pedal and everything. People that try and be yourself. If you play the guitar, I think there's only been one person who I've ever seen play a guitar that has done it differently to Ed Sheeran, maybe, and that was a guy called, I can't think of his name, Adam. He's a Scottish guy. He has like a massive afro, but he went on stage and he was playing the guitar, but he was like doing all these fancy things and everything.
Yeah.
And he had like a whole set, and he was just like freestyling on the guitar, but putting songs into it just on stage. It was incredible. It was one of the best things I've ever watched. But no, I think you just got to be yourself. Don't try and be anyone else. Yeah. And if you're trying to impersonate someone and try and be exactly like that person, don't just do their songs as well. I've seen that so many times.
It's just, and you know what they're going to be doing, so there's no surprise there. It's like, you're singing an Ed Sheeran.
It's like I used to do a lot of shows that were like showcases and stuff like that. Like, and I think I went to one once, and I was like, oh, okay, so what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm a singer. I was like, oh, do you play any instruments? He's like, play a guitar. And I was like, oh, so you're going to be performing this song then? You went, yeah. And I was like, oh, so who are your inspirations? Oh, Ed Sheeran? Yeah. I was just like, yeah, you could just tell, man.
You could just tell.
Like, you could just tell. Like, no, it's just be yourself and just be creative. Like, if I went with a mentality that I was trying to be exactly like, I don't know, maybe when I was younger, I'm trying to be exactly like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
But now I'm trying to be like Post Malone, or I'm trying to be like Drake or someone like that. I'm not. I'm trying to be Jack Rose. Exactly. I'm trying to. It's like when someone says, what artist do you see yourself most like? I see myself as myself.
I hate asking that question. When I hear that answer, and when I hear that question, I'm like, no.
It's like people always say to me like, oh, who do you want to be like? And in the least big-headed way I can say, and the least egotistical way I can say, is myself.
Yeah.
The biggest artist I want to be like is myself.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not a big artist. I'm not touring the world. I'm not topping the charts, but I'm being me.
Exactly.
I've always been me. I've never been Jack Rose trying to be Justin Bieber. I've never been Jack Rose trying to be One Direction. I've never been Jack Rose trying to be this person. I've been Jack Rose being Jack Rose. And I think that's what people like about me, because I'm honest and I'm true to myself.
Yeah, there's always a Drake. There's a Drake out there already. There's a Justin Bieber already. Like,
yeah.
What's the point?
Don't need more of them. We don't need even more of them.
Exactly. It's not original. So the last question is, what's your 2021 plans?
Anything can happen this year.
I know.
So, because last year I went in and I was like, oh, next year I'm going to release this song, this song, and this song. It's going to be good. We're going to get this done. I'm going to be performing left, right, and centre. Yeah. And then COVID happened, and I haven't done anything. So I want to say just write a lot more, write and record a lot more, and just be ready, because then I want to start planning a new set list for when I do start performing, because I could be performing next week. You never know.
Literally,
anything can happen.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot more predictable this year as it was to last year.
You know what's going on.
Yeah. So everyone reckons it's going to be gone by the spring. I seem to think September, October time. But I don't know, like I'm just going to get everything ready for when I can perform, and I'm going to get everything sorted to like record and write and everything, and just have the best year I possibly can.
Yeah.
Really. And outside of music as well, I just want to focus on my personal life. Get everything better, bring my health back up better, because during lockdown I've really messed myself up, just eating a lot and being at home and not really exercising. I want to get myself back up and lose all my weight and everything, and just try and be a little bit more healthier, so then when I can go out and start performing, I can cope with doing more, like having more energy and stuff like that. So yeah.
Are you going to be doing any virtual shows or none?
I don't see the point in the virtual stuff, because people are literally paying to FaceTime you.
Yeah.
People are literally paying to sit there and call you, when I could just go, oh, here's my number, just FaceTime me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not just going to give my number out to random people, but no, I don't see the point in it. Like, I've seen loads of people doing virtual gigs, and I'd rather put a date down on an actual tour.
Yeah.
Like what all the big artists are doing at the moment. They're putting dates down for tours this year. But then if they can't do them, they'll just cancel them and then just postpone them. I'd rather do that. Yeah. Instead of going, oh yeah, pay 30 quid and you can come and watch me sing on Zoom.
It's just,
yeah,
loads of people doing it, eh?
Yeah, I don't see the point in it. I was thinking about doing like a live streamed concert. Like, I was going to rent out like a theatre or like a arena or something.
Okay.
And just get loads of cameras and just film and sing. But then I thought people will come on the live and watch it, but no, it's not going to be the same as watching an actual performance, because it's just like watching a virtual performance, isn't it? It's the exact same. But instead I'm doing it for free as well. So and no one's going to get the same experience as actually being at a live concert.
I love a live concert.
I'd rather wait to perform at a live concert than do it online, because then I feel like I've cheated everyone.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, wow.
Because I'd rather people hear my new music in their ears, not, well, obviously they're going to hear it through their ears, but like in real life, feel the vibe and the vibrations and everything of the place I'm performing in. So yeah, I just think, nah, no virtual performances for me. It's all going to be organic and all real.
You love that. I love that.
Might do the odd live every now and then, and have a nice little sing song, but nah, nothing like that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So thank you so much for talking to me.
No worries. Thank you for having me. It means a lot, honestly.
I can't wait to hear the new song on Friday. So
thank you.
Cool, thank you. Okay. See you later.
All right. See you later. Bye.